We're the instant gratification generation, and YouTube is that perfect source for that.
I got to know what's going on every single day.
If you think about movies, right? In the beginning, they were just, people got everything. From the movie theater, there'd be a newsreel and a cartoon before the picture. That's what YouTube presents, but with this dynamic aspect of choice.
I don't care if it's shot with a professional camera. I want the information I'm watching to be engaging.
After I've shared a video, I like to see if people watched it or see what they thought about it.
I love my guy friends, but I don't connect with them. And after I watch College Humor for like about an hour, I feel like I'm ready to be somebody's bro.
Not only do I have a chance to look at the content, but then I can tell them what I thought of it. That interaction maybe is a big component for me.
YouTube's more community-based than television. You have conversations and comments.
It's more relatable because they don't have like a whole chain of command to probably like go through to like put out this content.
Oh, should I not share her video? So that's like, oh, she posted it. And I noticed 148,000 people shared that video. So I didn't feel bad sharing it as well.
I'm creating to share with people.
People have always been creative, but the means to get that message out there is more accessible.
It's a good way to learn about languages too. Like currently I'm trying to learn French, so I've been going on YouTube. My French is very bad. I'm still learning. Je ne parle français, which means I'm not good at French.
YouTube, I feel, is a book full of possibilities that never ends. You can find anything you want on YouTube.
Hello everybody, it's the tradition at YouTube that you have to start with a YouTube video, so you're lucky I chose this one, thank you. My name is Victor, and I think I have a great job because my job is basically to watch a lot of YouTube videos, which a lot of people do, but not at their official job. And my job is to do that, but not only that, I also try to understand what are the strategies that people are using on YouTube to make great content and to build great audiences. As you know, we have a lot of people that find success on YouTube and that have been very creative in using our platform. So one of the things we do is try to understand that and putting it into strategies so that everybody else can learn from it and try to replicate some of this success. So today's session, I would say, is from basic to advanced. So if you've never used YouTube before, you're probably going to pick a few things. If you used YouTube and thought about it a lot, you might also get a few ideas. But the most important is to have an open mind because you're probably going to have a lot of ideas coming up from the examples that we're going to go through. And I wanted to start with a quick story. So anybody knows those two people? They're from Sweden, so it's not too far. Yeah? Who are they? Skill Twins, great. So some fans. Because you answered, I give you a sticker. Limited edition Finland YouTube sticker. This is you have to bribe people these days. You can just, I cannot move because I'm stuck with the mic. Come here. Here you go. Thank you. So now people maybe will answer my questions later. You know, that's from this book called Drive. You know, they say that you have to do that. Anyway, so those two people, they are two twins, and 2 years ago, they posted this, actually 3 videos on YouTube. And they had about 10,000 subscribers from those 3 videos, which we thought were pretty good. So we decided to actually contact them to tell them what they could do next, and that this was a serious thing, that they could keep going and how they should structure their YouTube approach and how they should grow. And they've been very excited and learned very fast. And today, 2 years later, they have 1.5 million subscribers. And they actually took a gap year so they can do YouTube full time. I didn't influence them to do that. We don't influence kids to quit school, I want to add. But also they signed a deal with Adidas so that Adidas sponsored them and they go around the world to meet pro players. And just to give you some context, when they signed this deal with Adidas, they had the choice between Nike or Adidas, which is a pretty nice choice to have for 2 18-year-olds that play football. But we don't only work with creators. We have a lot of companies that are trying to understand YouTube because there's a massive audience going on YouTube. So now another question. Does anybody knows this video? Yes? What is it? Yes, exactly. So it's the first video that has ever been uploaded to YouTube. And because it's history, I will play it.
All right, so here we are in front of the elephants. The cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really long fronts, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
Questionable quality, but this video got today 26 million views, which is not too bad. But a lot of it has to do that it was the first video that was uploaded to YouTube. But funny enough, he has a lot of the codes that make it that YouTube is YouTube. So it's someone talking directly to the camera. It's pretty informal video, which a lot of it on YouTube is pretty informal. So quality can be, forgiven. You don't need to have TV quality to be on YouTube. And you use a lot of the features that are also on YouTube, like annotations, to give more context to the video and tell people that they can have follow-up actions. So that was a video that was kind of easy to get popular, but a lot of people try to get very popular videos. Does anybody knows here what is the most popular videos on YouTube in terms of views? Yeah? Yes? Which one? Stunt video? Nope. I'll give you a hint. It's kind of like... Yeah, Gangnam Style, yes. Exactly. So Gangnam Style got 2 billion views. But the most interesting thing about Gangnam Style actually is... it's the most viewed video on YouTube, but there's 3 things that I think are very interesting about this video. First, it's a creator that is from Korea. So it's not US or someone from one of those countries we think are the ones that are really good at YouTube, but it's from Korea, quite a small country. Second, there's only Korean words in the music video, right? Except 3 English words, which is "Hey, sexy lady." That's the only English in the video, right? And you will agree with me that not 2.5 billion people speak Korean, but still the video achieved a global success. And the last part that I think is very interesting, this video was not only the most viewed on YouTube, it was also the most liked video ever on YouTube. And it kind of showed that people on YouTube, and it's going to be something very important when we talk about strategies, they don't want to just watch something and move on, but they're really willing to actually share, engage, like the content and say what they think about it, whether it's good or whether it's bad, which sometimes hurts. And speaking of that, what's the most disliked video on YouTube? Does anybody know? Yes? Which one? Friday? Ah, very close. It's music video. Did I hear something with her in the end? Justin? Anybody knows Justin? Justin Bieber? He got the most disliked video on YouTube. It's a pretty cool record to have. With the Justin Bieber baby video, which accumulated 4 million dislikes. It's about the population of Denmark, to give you an idea. But again, I mean, the point I'm trying to make is that this shows that people not only want to just watch passively a video, but they're really willing to tell what they think about it, whether it's good or whether it's bad in this case. Poor Justin. I hope he's not in the audience. And so just take a step back on YouTube and why it's a platform that as a business or as an individual you want to be on. There's a lot of people going on YouTube, so it's about 1 million person per month that watches a video on YouTube or that goes on YouTube one way or another. So that's 1 person out of 7 on the planet. And there's some countries that have even more than that. But they don't just come to YouTube, for a little while moment. They actually watch a lot of content. So they watch about 9 billion hours every month. That's a lot of time. So that would be about 9 hours per person for this 1 billion. And of course, it's not exactly that. There's people that watch a lot. There are people that don't watch that much. But that's a lot of people. And how do they watch it? This is one of the things that we found has been evolving a lot in the last 10 years that YouTube existed. They moved from desktop to mobile. I think it's not really a surprise. And even though our platform stayed, the audience has moved dramatically. So now we are overall over YouTube, more than 50% is from mobile. When I say mobile, it's tablet, mobile, it's non-desktop basically. So the audience has moved, but they're still watching YouTube the same way and even more, because we're actually growing the number of people and how much they're watching. From last year, it's been growing 60% how long people are watching YouTube on average, which is pretty big when you think about the size of YouTube. That is pretty big already. That was on the viewers and user side. But of course, there are people creating content, and that's why we're here today. And actually, a lot of people creating content. So every minute is 400 hours uploaded for 1 minute. So it's a lot of content, and this has been growing a lot. Now it's much easier to create content with mobile phones or directly from your console or anywhere. So this number last year was 200. The year before it was 100, and 3 years ago it was 24 hours. So it's been increasing dramatically. To give you an idea, if you wanted to watch all the YouTube videos that were uploaded today, you would have to spend 50 years watching YouTube. So you basically spend your life watching YouTube for 1 day of videos. I don't encourage you to do that, by the way. We don't do it. So that gives you an idea. So now there's a lot of people watching, and there's a lot of content. So the key, and this is why we are trying to find out what are the strategies that some people have been using, is to how you surface your content. So how do you reach those people that probably are there, probably are looking for your content or looking for things that you have that would be interesting for them, but you need to make sure that it's surfaced to them. And this is what we've been looking at. And there's a lot of things you can do, of course. And one of the things we're not going to talk about today is the production part. So, of course, there is a science behind using cameras and producing great videos. But what we want to focus today is actually once you've made your video, we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of video you can make. But once you made your video, how you can use YouTube the best so that you can grow your audience the best way. And I call it the kind of bottom of the iceberg. And this is what, for one reason, is sometimes we speak with people that create their videos and it takes a lot of time, 10 to 15 hours. And then they're like, oh, I'm so excited to share it. They put it on YouTube. They don't do anything, on YouTube, like in terms of optimization, and then they get 30 views, and they're quite disappointed. So it really pays off to take the time to actually optimize and think about how you want to present your videos on YouTube and your whole strategy, so that the work that you put in the production actually pays off. So this is the framework that we've been building. It's quite simple, but it's what we call the 5 pillars of optimization. The first one is to build your brand, so that your brand get a strong presence and a good look and feel for viewers. The second one is to be found in all this area of content. But once people have found you, it's just not enough. You need to make sure that they don't just watch one video and leave, but they stay and watch several videos in a row. And once they've done that, they won't just be viewers, as we saw, but we want them to engage with the content, react, and come back, so that they will come back and watch every piece of content that you're going to upload. Finally, because we are part of Google, we always measure what we do. So the last part is, of course, to look at those things and understand what you can do better. And we hopefully provide a lot of analytics tool to evaluate whatever you do and make sure that it has an impact and see how you can improve. So we'll start with build your brand. And this is very basic, but if you've never been on YouTube, as someone who creates content, it can be very useful. So this is what we call the channel page, and it's a very central page if you create a YouTube presence, because it's the place where your content will sit and will be linked to. So content doesn't just fly around on YouTube, it's linked to a specific channel page that people can subscribe to. And why this is important, even though it's not the most visited part of YouTube, it's because people that land to this page at some point or another, they're really interested into what you do. If they land into this page, they either come from YouTube, like a specific video, and then clicked on your channel name to get to your channel, or they came even from Google, searching for your name and going straight to your channel. So that are people that are potentially very interested in what you do, so you want to make sure they get the best experience possible. So make sure that your channel icon, your channel banner, your different playlists are featured, so that in 1 to 5 seconds, you can really clearly understand what this channel is about. Here, if you don't know, it's Indie Mogul. It's a channel that does tutorial videos, and really quickly you have all the things that make it. So they have their names, of course. They have cameras, and they have different playlists that are about tutorial videos. So you understand straight away what this channel does, and it triggers the viewer to probably subscribe. I understand exactly. One thing to keep in mind, because it's 50% of or more of viewers that are on mobile, is to always check what it looks like on mobile. As you can see, it's a little bit different. It's not as thorough, so you need to make sure once you've done that you check on mobile and tablets that actually see how it looks. And one of the things that we give people that have a channel the option to is to have this channel trailer. And the channel trailer is a great place to advertise what you do and to go straight to the point. So we're going to see an example of this channel trailer for Indie Mogul.
Want to get better at short film exposition?
Tutorial videos for low-budget indie filmmakers. I start by tracing 4 circles. Let's find out if it works. Red Scarlet, which also shoots 5K video. Many filmmakers may not have all of the ideal professional gear that you might want. Tricks for faking it.
Indie Mogul.
All right, so they did a few things right here. They've been very straight to the point. they've introduced the different type of videos and they show the different type of video that they do. They didn't just talk about it, they show it. And then they had a call to action in the end that is, okay, subscribe and you will get this. So it's very easy to understand what the value proposition of this channel is. And if you're interested in that kind of subject, of course, you are compelled to subscribe. That was the breeding brand part. Now the most important one is the be found. How do you surface into these 400 hours of content? How do you make sure the people that are interested in you, because chances are there are people that are interested in what you do. Just to give you an example, the other day I was looking for like new channels on YouTube and I found this elevator review channel. So they go to different elevators and they check how they are performing. And the channel had 20,000 subscribers, believe it or not. And people were commenting, oh, I really like this one. So, I mean, just to tell you that if there is a community, it's probably on YouTube already and people are uploading. Plane spotting is quite big as well. But this is a whole other subject of the weird stuff on YouTube. We can talk about it after. But if you do something, chances are some people are looking for it. So how do you surface it? The first thing we'll do is look at the different pages on YouTube and see how people discover content on these different pages. And the two most important parts of the site where people will discover content is actually on the search page and on the watch page where the video is on the suggested videos. So here you have the day of upload and the median views. And you can see that over time, the two biggest sources of discovery on YouTube are search and suggested videos or related videos. And they are both determined by algorithm and by the users and the queries that he's looking for. The rest is also important. As you can see, we have subscribers, external sources, but we're not going to focus on this for this part. First is related videos. So sometimes I ask people what are the factors, but I will just give it to you. So related videos are those ones on the side, and they are the ones that we all stumble upon when you start to watch any YouTube videos, and then you start to click on them, and then you realize it's 4 in the morning, and you've been watching video for 3 hours. I'm sure we've all lived that at some point. The way we are recommending those, there are a few factors. So the first, we look at the uploader videos. So this is an NRK channel, which is a Norwegian channel. And a lot of the content here will be from their channel. So that's the first thing that you can learn here. If you have a channel, make sure that there are several pieces of content so that we can recommend more of your content. And people will stay on your channel and watch your content rather than going to something else. Then you have things like playlists that can link videos. And then just generally the topic that is being discussed will be linked. And one more thing that is quite important, and we come back to it, is watch time. So when we found that I've watched this video as a user, and then I've been to another video, and I watch it for a long time, we have a tendency to recommend it more. So watch time will be a key metric for you that you want to look for when making videos. Not just views, but watch time. How long people are actually watching this video? Do they watch it? So those are some of the factors. Uploader, playlist, co-watch, watch history, and watch time. Just leave for pictures. Now the search page. So search page, here we look for how to draw a dragon, for instance. Some of the factors that we'll use here are, again, watch time. So if we found that a user go on this video and watch it for a long time, we take it as a good signal that it's a good quality video, people want to watch it, so we'll leave it on top of the search results. Of course, the fact that it's related to the query is very important, so the metadata that you will use for the video is going to be key to make sure that it's linked to the video and to the search that what users are searching for. And then we'll look, lastly, at recency. So if something newsworthy happened in the world, we'll make sure that we have fresh results. So that's kind of a compelling thing to make fresh content and also to stay on top of what's going on in the world in terms of production. So here again, some of the factors. So recency, metadata, relevancy. Is it relevant to the search? Click-through engagement and watch time. Now we have the logged in homepage, which is the homepage where, as a user, if I'm signed in into YouTube, I will see this homepage. So here, the primary thing that will drive your video to be here is subscription. So if a user subscribes, it will have your videos, your new videos on his homepage. And that's why subscription is a powerful thing that can drive traffic. And you don't want to just have one viral video, but you actually want to build an audience. Because then when people go on the homepage on YouTube, and believe me, a lot of people do, then they will see your content there first. It's not the only thing. We also use things like categories, watch time as well, to actually put some videos on top of others. And recency as well, of course. So the recent videos will get there. Lastly, that's the one that people always ask me about. So can you put me on the homepage of YouTube? And we don't really have a special button, I'm sorry, that I cannot put you on the homepage. But we actually look at a lot of different factors. And one of them is the category of the video. So we have specific categories that we try to highlight, for instance, gaming, or beauty, or music. So if you're into these categories, then you have a chance to be featured there. For the top one, which is the most searched after, we look at where is the viewers base. So if you're in Finland, you will see the content that is popular in Finland. If you're in the UK, you will see the content that is popular in the UK. So depending on your location, you'll see a different logged out homepage. And it's kind of important if you focus on one market or the other. And finally, for the top one, we look at a broad demographic. So it might be hard to get there for niche content, but if you do a video that is broadly appealing to a lot of people, we'll actually feature it there. All right, so those are some of the categories. So why we look at this is so that you guys get a good understanding of what are the different things that we're going to talk about now, and how do they relate to getting discovered on YouTube. So the first one, and we saw it in search, in suggested videos, and even on the homepage, the title is pretty important. It's important for two reasons. One is for the viewers, and one is for the algorithm. So the viewers, first let's start with the algorithm. So the algorithm needs to understand what the video is about. If you don't tell with metadata what the video is about, we won't know, YouTube algorithm won't know what the video is about. So make sure you include what is searchable. So here they did a great job because it's a music video, it's a parody. So they included the lyrics, the name of the song, the fact that it's a parody, and also Key of Awesome, which is the name of the show, which is quite popular in the US. So they made this searchable, and they have a chance to surface when you search for Megan Trainor all about that bass. They have a chance to be there as well, which is quite important. They've been quite descriptive as well, which is good. And then the second one is a different example of something you want to do for the viewer, not for the algorithm anymore, is to make an intriguing title. And the combination with the thumbnail here is very important. So you want to create a title that's not just a description of what you do, but we get the viewers to click. So here they are asking a question, which can be really powerful. They say, you know, can this break through a wall? And of course, you want to click to find out and see what happened behind this. So that thinking about both the algorithm and also you know, is it an intriguing title that the viewers will click on can have a big impact. Now we don't just use title, we also use descriptions. And for descriptions, think about it in two ways. So the first part, which is quite important, is the first 3 lines, because they are the one that surface everywhere on YouTube. So if you have something to say it in the first 3 lines. If you want to sell your product, put the link into the first 3 lines, because most of the people will see it just below the video where your content will get discovered. So if you want to build subscription, have a subscribe link. If you want to sell product, have an external link. And also put some context around the video. So here they did it quite well to guide people to watch more videos and also like to have even more metadata. But then below that, you can, of course, for the most committed viewers, have even more information. So here is a great place to have more context to the video, so you have even more metadata, and also to have a lot more social links, so that people that really want to find out more, they can click and find these people on different social medias. So it's a great place for that. Lastly, a quick word. If you have been doing some YouTube videos for a while, you might have noticed that there's a tag section that we don't really usually surface, for the viewers, but we use for algorithm. We actually use it very little, so I wouldn't spend too much time on the tags. Like, just put the 10 most important tags there, and you'll be good for everything that's happening on YouTube. So that's kind of my personal advice here. Don't put the tags in the description, because we might take the video down because there's some it's an abuse of our terms of services. So just so you know. All right, now this one example is actually quite famous, but it's about creating good thumbnails. As you see, the image that you use for the video is going to be very critical into not surfacing the video, but making the viewers to choose your video compared to all the others that you will have to choose from. So let's do a quick survey here. This is 4 thumbnails for the video called "How much does the shadow weigh?" Who would use the thumbnail A? You can raise your hand. Yes, 1 person. Cool, thank you. How about the thumbnail B? All right, 5, 6, okay, about 10 people. C? There's always people liking C. All right. And how about D? All right, so a lot of people that will choose D. Okay, let's keep your answers in your mind. Now, the one that I've chosen A, would you still choose A now? Can you raise your, no? How about B? Would you still choose B? Yes, you would still? Okay. All right. So the So we actually tested this out, and we found that the best thumbnails was the D. And here it's a bit hard to see, but as I said, a lot of viewers are experiencing YouTube on mobile devices, and where the thumbnails is much smaller than on the screen or on a desktop computer. So A is all right, but it doesn't give too much context to the video with the title. B, the problem with B, it's good. But the thing is, the text is too small. So if you're on a mobile device, you won't be able to understand exactly what is written there, and that can create a negative impact on the viewership. C, I don't have too much comment about C, but it doesn't describe exactly the video. I think that's the main problem. And D is good because it's kind of create an interesting combination with the title, and it's also very clear and in focus, which we always want to look for when you think about all the other videos that will be featured there. So D is our favorite here. So we did a study on the top 25% performing videos on, top 25% channels on YouTube, and we look at their thumbnails, and we found that first of all, 90% have custom thumbnails, so it really pays off to take the time to customize your images that you're using so that it looks great. And quite a lot of them had the title, although there is some debates about that, whether it's good or not. But the title has the advantage of making the video stand out, of course. And also because YouTube is a very personality-driven platform, 60% had like some kind of personality element to it, which can help. All right, this is just an example of a thumbnail that I really love. It's called "This is not yellow." And the thumbnail is just a yellow thing, so you're just really compelled to click. And this is a video about colors and how you can, do different colors. And it's just a great example that's actually got almost 13 million views. It's a big channel too, but still for him, it's pretty good. It's pretty good thumbnail. So if you have any ideas like this, of course, you can use the platform to make them. Okay, so the last technique to actually get discovered and be found on YouTube, it's one that I just added for the purpose of the conference, is to work with established YouTubers. So a lot of people have probably great product or access to talent or great things you can help existing creators with that have huge audience. But partnering with them will accelerate the fact that you get discovered by their audience. So I have two examples. The first one is on a brand channel. So it's on Urban Ladder, which is a startup doing different furnitures. They are delivering it at home. And so they did this short movie with famous YouTubers, and they just put that together on their channel, and the YouTubers drove traffic to their channel, and they got almost 1 million views just because those are users that are looking for new content from those creators, and they found it on this channel. The second one is a bit different. It's from a Finnish startup called Seriously, which does this game called Best Fiend, and they did a great job at partnering with the top gaming YouTubers. Gaming is pretty big on YouTube, and so they partner with the only one, PewDiePie, which is the biggest YouTuber with 40 million subscribers, and they had him to make a video on his channel, and actually a series of videos linking back to the application, linking back to also their channel. So they saw a huge growth of downloads just from this video because this guy has such a big audience, and whatever he talks about becomes trending on YouTube. So those are two great ways to get discovered if you want some quick win on YouTube. All right, now you get discovered, and now we'll see how you can keep people watching. And why watch time is important, we saw it. The first reason is because we use it a lot in our algorithm, as you see, to surface new content and content that we think people will want to watch. And when we talk about watch time, we talk about watching one video for a long time, but also watching a series of videos for a long time. So make sure that you optimize for this one video, that people are watching it as long as possible, but also make sure that you optimize for a series of videos so people keep watching and don't just watch one, but watch several videos. And here there's a lot of strategies that you can do that. So the first one is to be consistent. When I say consistency, it's like 4 main elements. The branding is important, the tone of voice that you use in your channel, the formats and the show that you do, and the schedule at which you are publishing. So here, Jamie Oliver, for instance, he did a great job in terms of branding. He has an existing brand, so it always helps. But still, he really makes sure that every thumbnail, his channel, is consistent, and he has this brand everywhere so that people can recognize that that's his channel. That's not just a random recipe on YouTube. That's his channel. Then he's always kind of this quirky tone in his videos, so he keeps it in his description in his videos. So it's good to keep the expectation of your audience and make sure that you have always a certain tone of voice. And then he has this very clear format and shows. So he has this, personal videos. Then he has this recipe. Then he has things where he collaborates with other YouTubers, and all of those are made consistently every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So people know what to expect when they subscribe. They're not gonna just wait for 6 months or get 10 videos the next day and nothing for a while. So he's done that really well. So. And this goes back to the principle of having a schedule, and having regular uploads. And this is the thing I see most people struggling with, because they start on YouTube, they have one video, they put it up, and then they wait for 6 months. Even if the video is successful, your audience is not going to think about you in 6 months when you put your second videos. They probably have forgotten you. So you need from the beginning, if possible, to have a schedule where you know how much you're going to upload. If it's monthly, it's fine, but just announce it up front. They did a good job, Field Day, saying every Tuesday they upload a video. And this is for a TV show that before was running, TV show usually they run for 6 to 9 months. So it was running for 6 to 9 months. And every time they put the episode up, and then they would do nothing for 3 months because there's no show, right? And the third year, they decided we're going to put like extra materials for the 3 months to keep the audience, to come back. And they saw actually a 5-time increase in subscribers because people were, more incentive to subscribe. They know they're going to get new content. So, they just did it. So it's a great case study. Another thing about format, so what we would define as a format on YouTube is a type of video that you do, that you will do many, many times maybe, that you see is working and that you see people are interested in. And every format can be very powerful. And when you find the right format, I really encourage you to do it again and again. So this is a channel that was doing a lot of different videos, and one of them was called Kid React. And it was about putting kids in front of viral videos and looking at their reactions. I'll just show you what it's like.
Viral videos. This episode, Being Cat. Oh my God! Look at the kitty. What is this? I'm crying.
Alright, it's annoying.
All right. So they did this series of video, and it was so successful that they actually launched a separate channel, which now is just about people. They have kids react, teen react, elder react, and they just multiplied this format because they saw it was a winning format. So if you find like a type of video that you do that is working well, I really encourage you to multiply it and think about it as a format. So for the purpose of Slush, I just had a look around and see. So this is the channel that they have now, which is React. So they do every kind of reaction possible. It became their thing. And you see it's very, very successful. And it's in the millions of views for most of the videos. I had a look at what are the formats that startup use that are probably the most popular, or at least the one that I've seen being done the most. So tutorials can be quite big, like tutorials to use product, but also product demonstration in general. I've saw a lot of that. Just because it's something that is shared a lot and put on different websites and can be embedded into different tech articles. So they have been really working well. Product updates can be really good to keep your audience entertained, and they don't necessarily cost too much to make. And then if you want to go a little bit more deep into type of content strategies, I saw testimonials, employees videos, and then weekly news about the industry a bit more as a wild. Just make sure to not deviate too much from the original content that you do. So this is again Urban Ladder, and what they do is all their product get a little review, and some of them are really successful because it's like an encyclopedia for furniture. So people just search for the sofa that they like, and they can see a video of it and how it works and etc. And they, as we saw, search is a big part of getting traffic, so they use search a lot to actually get new content. Some of the sofa video get like 200,000 views, so it's just people keep checking it again and again and again, and they have it on their site as well, so they can drive additional traffic. So just like 2 examples of, again, content that I think have been working. So Airbnb has done a great demonstration video. It got about 2 million views because new users keep checking it on their site, but also on their channel. Not everybody knows what Airbnb is yet, so people can understand it from that. And then I really like this one because it's a product comparison app where you can compare up to 4 products next to each other. And they started to do review of different products on their channel as a weekly thing. And you can see, they get 10 to 15,000 views on those things. So it's an additional 10 to 15 people that are exposed to their brands. And they're watching not just like an ad, but they're watching a 7-minute video. So it's quite a powerful way for them to get new customers and get them interested. And also build their legitimacy at the same time. And then finally, I think customer stories have been very popular. So I just wanted to play this one from Zeppo, actually, which has been to a customer in India and just filmed this story to share it with the people that are watching their content. This is both like a great, like it's been good content. It's been viewed 50,000 times because a lot of the people that are in this video have been, also sharing it. But it's also a great product demonstration of what they can do, but tell into like a specific story. So that's very, very powerful. Oops, sorry. So. Another way that you can get people to keep going is actually by looking at annotation and cards. Sorry, something pissed me off. Here we go. So something that you can, one of the features that we have on YouTube that gets people going is annotation and cards, and they can be really good for two things: for getting people to keep watching videos. There are this little annotation on top that people can click and do some actions, and they work on mobile and desktop. It's good because you can get people to watch what they're going to watch next. And chances are that if someone watched a video until the end, they've been interested into what you do, so why not suggesting them what they should watch next? But also, you can recommend things that are external of YouTube. So if you are selling products and you're talking about specific product, you can actually guide them through how they should purchase the product next. And so this is a powerful way, and this is, of course, free, and you can do it for any videos that you have on your channel. All right, now people find you, they watch a few videos, they might have subscribed. Now, how do you use all the engagement that is on YouTube to get the most out of the platform? And this is probably for people that are a bit more advanced and that already have built their audience on YouTube, but it can give you some great ideas. And first, why subscribers are important is because we study and we looked that on average, subscribers are watching up to 3 times more. So it can be really powerful for you to make sure that your subscribers will probably watch more of your content. The first thing is very basic, is to encourage contribution, like on any social networks, and actually answer comments. It's a very basic thing. A lot of YouTubers are doing it. Even PewDiePie, with 40 million subscribers, answer comments once in a while, and it just like reinforces people into participating and giving their opinion. I would say don't just answer maybe positive comments. Sometimes also you can address negative comments that can be very powerful. I don't think Justin Bieber answers comments, by the way. The second thing is simply to ask people to participate. We found that sometimes it can be very powerful to just ask people to give their opinion about something. And this channel that is called Epic Rap Battle, they actually became the most commented channel on YouTube, and they're not that old. They are 3 years old. Just by asking those 3 very specific questions: who won, who's next, and you decide, because they are like kind of a rap battle thing. So, and then people comment who's won. I would just show you what it's like.
Again. Oh yeah! Who's there? You got time!
And you can see they did good also suggesting what you should watch next. But yeah, one of the main things, just with these 3 questions, they get people to suggest what should be the next rap battle that they will do. They get people to say who wins. And they also feature those people that give ideas in their next video, so that if you give a good idea and you get featured, you can actually have your name there, which is pretty nice, you know, for the people that are big fans of the channel. So featuring the audience as well has been great for them. For gaming companies specifically, that usually have huge community playing games on YouTube. If you think about Minecraft, for instance, most of their traffic on their games is not on their own channel, but they let the community, they almost outsource the community to do their creation around their content, which is great. And what some companies have been starting to do is to curate that back to their channel, so that they, you know, it's a kind of a honor for the community to be featured there. So Rockstar have been doing it with GTA, but also Clash of Clans have been doing it on their channel, where they use those different tutorials to spotlight different users that are creating Clash of Clans content. And because they have 3 million subscribers, that it can help a lot the community, and it gets them to get very engaged with them and very close. They've also done different competition at their home office and inviting them back. So once you have a big community around the game or even around your product, it can be really good to get those advocates and make sure that you feature them or give them a special treatment. And finally, when you reach certain milestones, it can be really good to celebrate too with people that are watching you, because especially for YouTube creators, their audience is basically everything for them. Without them, they wouldn't be where they are. So they need to remember that there are people watching, and you know they can give back to them. So this is actually a good example of a thank you video. It's 2.5 hours long, because they've been putting all the names of the people that have subscribed for 100,000 subscribers in the video and just making comments about it, but I can just show you the beginning of it.
Subscribers today. If you pause it, hey everybody, Glove and Boots just passed 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube. That's a really big milestone for us, and we just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, and say, give me $10.
Wait, what?
If everybody out there gives me $10, I will be millionaire!
Mario, this isn't about you, this is about them! You're watching a scroll of all the Glove and Boots subscribers today.
2.5 hours, so it's quite long. So, but yeah, they keep going basically. But it's been actually, like, when we go back to watch time, it's been great videos, because some people have been watching it for a long time, going back and stuff. So they drove a lot of watch time from this video in a smart way, because people were looking for themselves. And to give you an idea of the power of fans on YouTube, so we have around the world this meetup happening where creators meet their fans, so people that they watch on YouTube. And when you see a video with 10,000 views, you're like, oh, okay, 10,000 views, maybe it's not that great. But when you see actually 10,000 people, that's a lot. So this is in Germany, for instance. And this is like a science channel, which has like 300,000 subscribers, I think. And you know, just people come here to meet him and you know, hang out with him, and it's a huge crowd. And it's not just in big countries, like this was in Finland last summer. Before the opening, and people just, you know, want to meet their stars there. Maybe some people were there at TubeCon. Finally, when you've done all that, it's time to measure what you've done. So I will just show you 5 very simple reports that probably are the most important to check when you have your YouTube channel up and running. And this answers those 5 questions. How am I doing overall? Who are my viewers? That can be very interesting for a business to understand the demographics of your viewers. How do they find you? Is it search? Is it recommended? Is it a direct traffic that they find the link somewhere? Are people actually watching, or they're just clicking and leaving? And then, are the people that subscribe to my channel actually watching the videos that I put up? Do they like what I put up? So the first report is actually the most basic one, is the first one you see in YouTube Analytics. You can either look at your channel or specific videos, and you can see in the 2 most important parts, first, what kind of snapshot it is on the views and the watch time, but second, what we call engagement, which is a mix of comments, like, how much people have interacted, shared the content. So it's important to look at both things to understand, are people watching, and then what they do with the content once they watch it. And also, are people subscribing from this video? Then this one also is very interesting, is who are your viewers? So we use the logged in data to actually show you like an aggregation of the different region and demographic of the users. So here you can see, for instance, this channel, which is a review of products, get quite a female audience. And you can see by country what are the different demographics and who is actually watching your content. It can be quite good if you do content in English, because it might not just be people from the US, but maybe the UK or maybe in other countries. To give you an idea, PewDiePie is watched all over the world, even in Poland. So you know, people might be watching you all over the world as well. And here I give you a concrete idea of who is watching. Then you can see in the traffic source report how are people finding you. And I really encourage to have a look at this one if you have a channel. See if your traffic come from search, suggested videos, which should be the two biggest sources. If it's not, it might be that you can do some work in terms of optimization, as we saw. But it might also be that your channel is not something that people search too much, but that's okay if you have built your audience in other ways with subscription. One little trick, if you click on the search results, you can see what people have actually searched for before they find your channel, and that can be quite good to optimize. And this one is heartbreaking sometimes, because you're going to watch on specific video how long people have been watching indeed. So in this case, for instance, it's a video that has lose about 50% of the audience in the first 20 seconds. And the reason why is because they have a very long intro that is very boring. So people watch for 5 seconds and then they leave because, you know, people are impatient, so they don't want to watch through 15 seconds of a boring intro. So what they should do is to, you know, get this intro shorter or grab the attention of the viewer. And then you can see that in the end as well, after the 6-minute mark, there's a drop. And the reason why is because this is a tutorial. And in this tutorial, they show you the finished product at 6 minutes, and then they keep talking for another 3 minutes. But nobody is really interested in the talk. They want to know how to make the product, so they drop after 6 minutes. So they should also shorten that or make that part of the tutorial. And finally, you can compare different reports. So here is a view report with subscriber report. And you can see if there is a correlation between an increase of viewers and an increase of subscriber views. So when you put a new video, are actually more people subscribing and watching, or just people watch it and leave? And you can compare the evolution of both. So you can see how my subscribers are actually watching. Do I get new subscribers from my videos? And you know, am I building an audience on YouTube ultimately? So just want to show you the framework again. So think about building your brand, then get discovered on YouTube, and there are different ways we saw, like through good metadata, good thumbnails, partnering with YouTubers that already have an existing audience. Then make sure that you get people to keep watching once they find you through thinking about your strategy around your schedule and the formats that you will publish, and get people, you know, use tools like annotation and playlists to get people to keep watching. And once people have watched a lot, then get them to subscribe, so you can basically give back to them after and make sure that they participate. And then once you've done all that, you can look at if you are actually successful and how you can do better. There is an online resource that is great, which is much more thorough, because, you know, there's a whole science behind all of these points that I show you. And you can do on Creator Academy, and there's a lot of testimonials from different creators on how they've done this, and also our tips on how we've done it. So my team has been working on this, so everybody, you know, externally can have access to a lot of the research that we do. And yeah, so just keep calm, watch YouTube. Thank you for your attention, and thank you very much.